Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Coach Viv with you, and I should say you are in for a treat today because this is Tami, my friend. I met Tami last year in October at a conference we were having in Houston, Texas, and she is such a bubble of joy. She makes me laugh. She cracks me up. She gives me stories. Anything I need, I can call Tami because she knows where to find it, and how to get the job done. So this is one of my dear friends, or becoming one of my dearest friends. And Tami, please introduce yourself to our audience and let them know all about you and things that I might not even know about you. Let's share. And also, she's here to give her testimony on our wellness segment of this channel. So Tami, welcome, my dear. You're looking lovely as usual. And introduce yourself to the audience.
You are so kind. You brought tears to my eyes already. Now, how can we start this way?
It's all true. You're such a bundle of joy, or whatever they say, a bubble of joy, or bundle of joy, whatever the saying is.
Back at you,
but
girl.
You always make me laugh. You always make me smile. I'm excited when I see your text. I'm like, oh, Tami.
Well, thank you so much for that sweet introduction. I really love you too. And we only got a little brief moment at Dallas. It was Dallas, right?
Yeah, it was Dallas. As a matter of fact, you sat behind me everywhere I went. I'm like, oh, Tami. You and your lovely husband, you sat with me. Right. You always just happened. Then you were in the elevator with us again. And it happened that we were on the same floor. It was just meant to be,
It's a God thing. I'm telling you, it's a God wink.
Definitely.
That's what it is. Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, I just love you so much. And thank you so much for inviting me to do this. This isn't something I do all the time. So I'm a little nervous. So I'm just going to talk. So first of all, I'm 57. And I am a mommy of two. I shouldn't say mommy anymore. They're adults, of two adult children. I have a daughter that's 28 and a son that's 24. Mm-hmm. My daughter is grown. She's out of the house. She's getting married in September, and my son is trying to figure it out. My son is he's on his way. He's doing well. He finally got himself a job. He went to college for a couple years and thought, nope, I'm not going to do that. So we're trying to figure things out. So we still have our son in the house. Anyway, so I am a nurse. I've been a nurse for 33 years.
Wow.
Yes. And I don't work full time anymore. I just work as needed. It's PRN, if anybody knows what that means, but just as needed. So I do have some time to spend on my little things that I do. So it got to a point, let's start like 2 years ago. And I'm married to my high school sweetheart. Oh, 31 years in May it will be.
He is a great guy. I love him. He's such a sweetheart. So go ahead. I just had to give that in there.
Thank you. He is. I'm very lucky and blessed. So anyway, I started in this company. So let's go back a couple years. Boy, it's probably now 3 years where I was at the point, I have arthritis. I do have a history of breast cancer that I had in 2014. It almost seemed like in 2014, things just started going to crap. Wow. My arthritis was kicking in. Here I get this diagnosis of breast cancer. It was stage 0. I was very lucky. I went through radiation therapy, no chemo. Great. I had a lumpectomy and I've moved on from that. I'm great. Everything is great. But working as a nurse, I work in a surgery center and I do pre-op, and it's very fast moving, constant, put a patient through, get the next patient, put a patient through, get the next patient on my feet. And I got to the point where I told my charge nurse, I can't work 2 days in a row. Wow. I can't even do that because my body was just so inflamed. My knees were bad, my back was bad, and I would come home and have to sit with ice. I was in so much pain. Wow. And even just to get out of my car, I couldn't even stand up straight. It was a 15-minute drive from work. And just that 15-minute drive from work sitting, I would try to get out of my car and I couldn't even stand up straight. I'd have to stand there a minute, rub my back. I don't know. I'm sure there's people that understand this. They probably do the same thing, but rubbing that low back to get it to, straighten up again. And then hobble into the house. So that's the way it was. Also going through menopause. So you know all those things, the brain fog and pain. You do have
Mm-hmm.
pain with menopause and the moodiness and so many things that we deal with menopause, okay? So I was online. I had this lady I was following, and she brought up this GLP-1 product that was
Oh, okay.
tempting. It was before it dropped, and I looked at it and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Well, maybe I'll check that out. And it wasn't supposed to drop. This is probably March. It wasn't supposed to drop till October. So
Mm-hmm.
it got me onto the site, and I looked at it and I'm like, oh, this stuff looks interesting. I was having trouble sleeping too. That's why I brought up the menopause thing. So
Mm-hmm.
that was the frustrating thing. I have to be to work at 6 a.m. in the morning. And so I have to get up at 4, 4:30, depending on if I'm showering. Um, and there were nights before I had to work that I would still be awake at 2 a.m.
Oh my,
and I had to be up
wow.
at 4:30.
Wow.
So that was also a frustration. So I had pain, I had the menopause stupid stuff we go through. Thanks, Eve. I don't know. Do we blame Eve? No, we don't. We blame the devil. So my biggest thing I was dealing with at that point, and I thought of that was I need help with my sleep. And I noticed the AM PM. And
Mm-hmm.
it's very funny because I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't, research anything with LifeVantage. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get this AM PM because it's going to help me sleep. Let's see if that works. So really,
Mm-hmm.
that is the first product that I bought, which is so
Wow.
weird. It's very
Yeah.
strange, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
NRS was the big one.
Yeah.
Um, so I started with that. I purchased it, and like within 2, 3 days, I was like, I am falling asleep like right
Oh
away.
wow.
Like within a half an hour, I'd be asleep. I don't even remember when I'd fall asleep. It was so nice. And I said to my husband, oh my gosh, this stuff works. So hang on, what else do they have? So I go
Hmm.
in there and I notice so I've been taking collagen for years. I won't say what it is, but it's a blue container that I got at a store locally,
Mm-hmm.
about this tall, and it's powder. I
Mm-hmm.
had been taking that for years, collagen. So I get onto the site and I thought, you know what? Maybe I should try that collagen, that bundle, the glow bundle that's got the Nerve 2. I looked at what it does and I was like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh. And then I had also, before all this happened, I realized that a friend of mine was a consultant. So I actually ordered those vitamins from her. So
Okay.
anyway, I called her and I'm like, what is this stuff all about? She sent me the ABC prime
Prime
time
time.
video, and I checked that out. And I'm like, girl, she goes, you need to be on that glow bundle. That's going to help your joints. It's going to help all the things. And I'm like, well, the vitamins help me. Let's go into it. And that is actually when I decided because, and isn't that funny? Just because the vitamins helped, I thought, you know what? And this is not good thinking. I usually try to tell my people, don't get a consultant just because it's cheaper. Tell them
Sure.
to do it. That is how I did it. I thought, well, I'm going to get this glow bundle, but I could get it cheaper being a consultant. So I just signed up as a consultant. Oh my gosh, girl, I was on that for 3.5 months maybe before I realized that my knee that always gave me trouble was not bothering me anymore.
Wow. Wow.
I always tell people you don't know until you know that, you're so used to having hurts that you think about it every day when you get it. But then
Mm-hmm.
when it goes away, you tend to not think about it because it's not
Right.
bad,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was on a call with my team and I'm like, my gosh, you guys, it's only been like 3.5 months. And I just realized that my knee is not bothering me anymore. And they're
Wow.
like, "Whoa, that's so cool." I'm like, "This is crazy." So that's my first thing that I started with. And then I did the GLP-1, the mind body powder stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I did get into that. And it's like I just keep adding. I just kept adding more because it's like, okay, I need that. Okay, I need that. I need that.
Uh-huh.
But the pain, I usually tell people when they ask me, what should I start with?
Mm-hmm.
Especially in my time of life and how we deal with all the things that we get with menopause and the pain and the need for collagen. I tell people that is my ride or die, Nerve 2 collagen, because
Mm-hmm.
that changed my life. I told my charge nurse, I've been working 3 days a week. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care if it's back to back. I do well. Now, I'm not going to say, now, if I do have a long day at work, that left knee will give me a little achiness, but
Hmm.
girl, I can walk around, I can come home and continue to do stuff. I'll
Wow.
do the laundry, whatever. I don't lay on the couch with an ice pack anymore.
Wow, that is amazing. It's amazing. And that's years. I think you said you were in pain. Was it 2 years you said?
Oh, honey, I have had pain for years and years.
Oh, okay.
But a few years back, yeah, it was
Yeah.
about 3 years ago now. Time is flying.
Yeah.
That I was
Wow.
telling my work, I'm like, I cannot work 2 days back to back. And
Right.
even 3 days of work killed me. I was like, I can only do two, and please don't do it back to back, like
Hmm.
Monday, Thursday or something,
Right, right,
so my
right.
body can rest.
Right.
But now it's funny because when she does the schedule, she's like, "Are you sure I've got you on for 3 days this week or 4 days?" I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I got it. I got it."
Wow.
So
So from going that you can't do 2 days back to back, now you can do 3 or 4 days back to back
I'm
from
good.
just taking the Protandim and the collagen. So, audience, she's talking about our collagen, which is this box right here. And this is what it looks like. This is our liquid collagen she's talking about. And this is the Protandim she's talking about. Let's see if I can get it in the
There you
camera. There we go. So this is what the two products that she started out that has helped her tremendously with her knees and aches and pain and the fogginess, the mood swing, everything that she was going through with menopause, and her arthritis was not acting up. She said, I'm repeating what she said. Tami said she was in pain, could not work back to back. And now she can do 3 or 4 days back to back with no issues. Maybe a little joint pain here and there later on, but not the pain she used to feel before, that she said used to kill her. But it's not going to kill her. But anyway, that's what she
Girl, I
stated.
felt like it was gonna.
So once you started taking the products, you said that you basically say, I needed to get the discount. So you did the wholesale because of the fact that you wanted it at the cheaper price, which is the
Yeah.
wholesale price is cheaper, guys. They are cheaper. So what made you decide to do this as a business now, to share this with others, able to see lives transform? What made you decide to take that step?
Oh my gosh. Well, being a nurse all my life, most of my life, not all my life, but I've always had the personality of helping people and caring for people, always
Mhm.
have, even as a child. But, oh, and let me add something else. I was taking Axio too, which that
Mhm.
totally helped me at work. I have a whole nother spiel on that if you wanted me
Mhm.
to tell you about
You can
that.
share about that too if you
Um,
want.
okay, well, let's back up to that. So
Mhm.
with menopause, you have the brain fog, and I know that Protandim does help with that as well, and
Mhm.
with your mood. But the Axio is the other thing that I added into my little bundle, and that did amazingly at work for memory. I do these forms that I fill out when a patient comes in, and I'm like, okay, so who do you have out in the waiting room waiting for you? Let's say, oh, I've got Vivalin out there. Okay. So then I get them ready and I put their chart away. And as I'm talking to them, getting them ready and going through the procedure, I'm like, okay, when you're in recovery, I'm going to call, oh, who was that out in the lobby? I never could remember. And
Mhm.
I kind of tested it, the system. After I
Mhm.
started Axio, I'm like, I'm going to put that chart away. I'm going to think that name and see if I can recall it. And
Mhm.
I do recall it now.
Oh,
It's like the,
wow.
the brain fog is just cleared right away. I've actually gotten several nurses of mine, friends that I work with, on the Axio because it has helped them in their
Wow.
work.
Wow.
Gives
That's
you that energy,
amazing.
doesn't make you crazy and jittery. And I stopped drinking coffee. I don't even need that. And I was
Mhm.
very dependent on coffee. So, anyway, the Axio is something else that I added into it. Okay. So, the business. Oh,
Mhm.
girl. Okay. People were asking me because they know me. They know that I was going through depression because I was in so much
Mhm.
pain and that I couldn't move. I couldn't do things. And people would say, what in the world are you doing? Why are you feeling so good? And I'm like, well, I'm taking this stuff. And, it was just so easy to communicate that to people and my
Right.
family. And so
Mhm.
I thought, okay, here, I'll be my customer. You purchase this from me. Here's my
Mhm.
link. But I'm telling you, it just it was like a domino effect. I'm like, oh
Wow.
man, this is amazing because then I started getting emails. What a check. $12.50. I mean, it was small. It started out small. And I'm
Right,
like,
right,
hey, look, I just got paid. And
right.
then the more customers that I got, and I'll be honest, obviously, it started with my family.
Mm-hmm,
And then some friends that were close to me started on things, and it just snowballed. And the more customers you get, the more money you get every week. But then also the next month, after you have your amount that you get that month before, next month on the 15th, a big
big
check.
check.
When I got that, I was like, oh, whoa, where'd that come from? Because I had no idea on the comp plan.
Right.
I didn't look at it. I was just like, okay, I'm getting a check. Okay, there's another check. Um, it was so gratifying to know that, okay, first of all, I'm helping people.
Mm-hmm,
And now I have a perk of making money, and it was easy to do. I wasn't even really working it.
right.
That's where I was like, okay, I'm on fire now because I'm an affiliate with a couple other companies that I've kind
Mm-hmm,
of dabbled in because as a nurse and because I was suffering, I thought I have to do something so that if I can't do this nursing anymore, which I was at the point where I couldn't, I felt like I was kind of at
mm-hmm,
the end. I need to do something to
mm-hmm,
keep bringing income. And
right.
and I've struggled with a couple of those companies. It's taken forever, but I'll tell you what, LifeVantage has just surpassed it. And
Wow.
now I know that if I come on a day where I decide I can't work, and
Mm-hmm,
my goal is I want to make the same amount of money every month that I make in
mm-hmm.
nursing, and then I'm just going to say goodbye to it
Yeah.
and continue on with this. And knowing that I can help people, that's why I wanted to do the business too, because I know that it helps and it works. That's the
Exactly.
thing. There's so much out there that's just stupid. It's not good stuff. It doesn't work. It's just, so it's very difficult to really communicate to people too sometimes because they're like, ah, yeah, it's just another thing. But when
Mm-hmm,
they see that it's actually helping me, and they're like, hey, I'm going to try this. And then now, as I'm doing this business, now I'm having customers that have been taking it for a while, and they're like, hey, girl, I feel so much better. And I'm like, oh,
oh,
that's what keeps me in. It makes my heart feel good that I'm helping people feel better and just live a better life. So
that's
that's
amazing. That's really, truly amazing. Because I too, I did it too because my cousin was doing this business. She's a nutritionist and she's always into something. So I'm just like, okay, this is another thing she's into. And then when I became an affiliate also with the company, I was like, I got my first check. I was like, why did this company send me money? Like it like did not
like
occur to me that
already.
I know that
Whoa.
I get money like right away. So I called them like, why did the company send me money? $12.84. And she's like, did someone buy something from you? I said, yeah. She's like, well, then you got money. And I'm like, so let me understand. So if tell someone about the products and they buy, I get a check. She said, yes. I said, okay, you don't have to talk anymore. I'm so, because I share, you and I, everywhere we go, everyone that we know, we tell them, hey, try this. This is good. This is from so and so. This hair product, this skin product, this vitamin, this, and we share it and we don't get paid for those things, right?
Yeah.
So a company actually paying you for sharing the information that the products are really good, no brainer. No brainer. And also, so guys, we're not only just doing this for the money, like Tami said, we love the fact that it's helping people. I've heard where, and Tami could testify to so many customers that she's had that they're saying that they were in pain. You heard from Tami. She talked about her pain, her arthritis. She talked about the fog. She talked about could not sleep. She talked about what else? You were struggling with different health issues, but yet
Depression. Yeah.
depression,
You go
right?
into a depression because you're so miserable. Yeah.
Right, right. So all those issues are no longer there because these products, we've said beyond supplementation, it's activation. These products basically activate your own collagen, your own GLP-1, your own cells. They reactivate your cells in your body. And a lot of people suffer with oxidative stress. And that's a really big thing. And I don't know if you want to talk about that, Tami, because you are a nurse, so they should hear from you more about oxidative stress because I'm not in the medical field. I'm in the business world. So let's talk about oxidative stress because you did take the Protandim and it did help with the menopause and it did help with your pain.
Yes. Well, yeah, I'm a nurse, and it's been a many, many years since I took biology and anatomy and physiology and all that good stuff. However, the analogy that I love is that if you cut an apple and you put
Mm-hmm.
that apple out on the counter
Mm-hmm.
and leave it there for a week, what's it going to do? It's going to turn brown. It's going to get all mushy and nasty. And what is that? That's basically oxidative stress. So if you look at that, an apple turning brown and nasty over time because the air is getting to it and it's causing breakdown. That is what is happening with our cells. So our cells go through damage because of oxidative stress. All the free radicals that just start, flowing through our bodies. Where is it from? It's from things that we breathe. It's from things we put on our skin. It's things that we eat. It's things in the environment that affect our body and our health, and it causes decay to our little tiny cells and it starts damaging them. And you know that each cell, it will die eventually and it will reproduce. And when it reproduces, it takes that DNA from that kind of damaged sick cell and it will reproduce from that damaged sick being of that cell. It'll reproduce that same way. So now you have a sick cell and now this one's dying, but it's reproducing, and now this one is sick. And this is
Mm-hmm.
the cause of aging, right? Because each one. So, what Nerf 2 does is it goes in there and it will open up that pathway to increase your glutathione in your body, which increases your antioxidants, like super powerful antioxidants, more powerful than eating handfuls and handfuls of blueberries. Obviously, those are good. Those have antioxidants in them.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're activating your own body to do it, it's so much stronger. And this is how God intended it for your body to do, is to do it itself. So
Mm-hmm.
what that Nerve 2 does, it's an ingredient, it's different. Let's see, 5 ingredients. It's turmeric, green
Mm-hmm.
tea, bacopa, milk thistle, and ashwagandha. And those ingredients together synergistically, it's so much more powerful. And if you think about like you make a cookie, okay? And you make a cookie, you put flour in, you put eggs in, you put vanilla in. Well, just having that flour isn't going to make you a cookie.
Mm-hmm.
But when you put them all in together at the right amounts, it makes this beautiful cookie. So if you think of it that way, with all these ingredients put together when this in the perfect amount, it causes this powerful reaction in our cells that
Mm-hmm.
increase the antioxidants in our bodies. And it's just so much more powerful. And what's that going to do? It's going to heal our cells. That's why it helps people with so many illnesses,
Mm-hmm.
because what's at the base of every illness is oxidative stress. You can look it up on PubMed, look up any disease, look up asthma or psoriasis or cancer or whatever. What they will talk about oxidative stress for each disease in PubMed. So you know that that is a big problem that causes a lot of our problems today. So why don't we just take something that will increase antioxidants and fight that oxidative stress?
Wow,
Yes.
that's amazing. That's
Right.
good analogy. You did well. Fantastic job,
Thank
my
you.
friend.
Thank you.
Now, what would you say to a person who is like, okay, that sounds too good to be true? Does that really going to work as well as she's saying? Is this fake news? Is this AI? What would you say to a person like that?
Oh, girl, I said that. I said that. Well, listen, first of all, the biggest thing that pulled me in and got my attention was that We have science that backs it up. And it's not just science from our company. It's all of the peer-reviewed studies that
Mhm.
so many other companies and colleges, universities, American Heart, um, there's so many different institutions, over 30 of them, that
Mhm.
spent their own millions to research this Nerf 2 and found every single one of them found that it is effective and it does work. So that right there is huge. If I take a Motrin today, how many peer-reviewed studies are on that Motrin or whatever we use, whatever medication? Just look it up. Have
Mhm.
they done a study, or was the study done just by that company proving that it
Mhm.
works? Or did they have peer-reviewed studies like we do? Probably not. And that I think is huge in my book, that we have so much that backs up these products. I don't have any doubt. And then there's me. I feel the difference. So I
Right, right,
know it works.
right.
And sometimes I tell people, especially if they say, well, I don't feel any difference, blah, blah, blah. I'll be like, well, look, you know the studies, you know the science behind it. Think about what's going on in there. Do you know that your cholesterol's high or low? Do you feel it? No, you don't. So you're not going to feel this either, probably, but it
Right.
is working in
Working.
your body and in your cells. And I promise, I usually tell people, I promise you it will, you're going to feel it eventually. You're going to see something. That's why I think it's also important for people to document how they feel before they start stuff, because like I said, you don't know till you know. It's very important to document how you feel so that you can look back and say, oh, I don't have that restless leg syndrome I used to have. That's another
Mhm.
thing that, I found people have issues with that has been resolved. It's just, I think I went off on a tangent. I do
Oh,
that.
no, 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 no. I think that's great
I went
because
off the rails.
no,
Um,
no, I think you were on the right track because if you don't document what you're feeling and how you feel, then you will think it's not working. So
right.
if you document it, then you can say, oh, just like you said, after 3 months of taking Protandim and the collagen, you realize, oh my God, I'm not feeling that pain I used to feel. It's gone. I
Yeah.
can't believe this pain is no more. And I know you were probably checking everywhere to see if it's in your mind or you're just making it up, but it's gone. So I think that's really valid what you're saying about document first.
Yeah.
See what you have, put it down on paper and check 3 months later because that's when cells replenish itself every 3 months 120 days. That's when we get new cells, new blood, everything is
Yeah.
regenerated after 3 months. So
Right.
yeah, you
Yeah.
are on
Good
the right
point.
track. Yeah. So thank you. Oh my God, this is so great. Guys, if you I keep on saying guys, but audience, if you
Guys and
really
gals.
want to, yes, guys and gals, if you really want to hear more about this or if you want to know more about this, I will put a link in the bottom of this segment and you can definitely reach out to myself and ask any questions or Tami. If you have a question for her, shoot it to me, message me, and I'll certainly send it to her and she will message it right back because she's that type of person. So, I really appreciate you taking the time, Tami, to be with us today. And I'm so excited that not only are you sleeping better, not only is all your pain going, the fog is gone, not only are you free of cancer, no nothing, not only are you bubbly working 3, 4 days a week now, but you also have a daughter who's getting married. So, yay! I'm really excited for all that God is doing in your life, and I really appreciate you taking the time out. And do you have any last words for our audience?
Well, all I have to say is if you question or if you doubt, just give it a chance for 3 months. See what happens. See how you feel. That's usually what I say to people. It's like, look, just try it. And if it doesn't work, that's fine. Move on, but just give it a try. Just give it a try. It will change your life and your body will thank you.
Amen. So you hear that? It will
Yes.
change your life, and your body will thank you. So see you guys. Shalom, shalom. Next time. Bye bye.